Good morning. I'll try to make a tour of what I try to keep track of. Try to weed sometimes. I'm not always successful. But this, we'll go down to the beginning. My hell strip. Now full of Stella d'Oro lilies, rose campion. As I mentioned earlier, everything was absolutely free, including the asparagus, milkweed. Oh, somebody's starting their truck. But this fills in the area, and as I said, the birds are very happy. So, okay. Kousa dogwood is now out. Another Kousa. This row used to be 90-foot tall pine trees that were felled partly because of a storm, and I replaced them all with rhododendrons, mostly Roseum elegans, because that's what's popular in New England, and it really works. Along with prairie fire crabapple, I put in thundercloud plum. I tried to get a difference in leaf texture and also color. Therefore, the thundercloud plum and its burgundy up against the green certainly helps. The shrub roses are out. That's cherry pies, I recall. I'm not a great pruner, but I should be. In my next lifetime, maybe. All of this. So that was 90 feet north. Then, fortunately for me, all the rest of it is picket fencing. No, can you see the chipmunk? Honest to God, they're absolutely everywhere. Drive me nuts. Anyway, I wanted an alley, so between a Japanese maple and a prairie fire crabapple, I actually was successful in getting, well, whoever is successful. They grew together of their own choice, I think. But I like the idea of walking under it, because when you're inside here, it actually feels like you're kind of inside a secret garden. Well, at least Jane tells herself that, but when you look around and you can feel it, you're actually inside a cathedral of green, which works for me. Keeps me happier. That's my bird feeding station. This is heritage birch, which we put in a number of years ago. I bought trees specifically, this one, so that if it falls in a storm, it won't kill the house. The house will survive. And also because, I don't know if you can see it, there's a gray catbird in there. Bought the tree based on the size of its branches, because the birch tree grows all different sized branches that fit all different sizes of bird feet. I know that sounds crazy, but it actually works. It's true. Oh, hummingbird just went by. Okay, so we have next to the deck Kwanzaa cherry, and there's purple sand cherry. That stupid chipmunk drives me nuts. Chamaecyparis, we have false cypress. In there is an enormous mess of clematis, white lilac, the double Yankee Doodle, as I mentioned, lilac, rose of Sharon. Maybe you can see it now. I hope you're not getting sick. I'm going too fast, maybe. Honeysuckle is out. Finally. Hummingbirds just love it. Now on to the new area. 31 yards of soil I had brought in, and to build, quite frankly, a barrier between the people next door and myself. We don't speak, but there's no animosity. They just don't talk. I'm good with that. Anyway, so I bought this is called Hoopla rhododendron. It was propagated at the University of Connecticut. And next to it, I had installed Hammermelis, which is Arnold's Promise witch hazel. And this, my shining glory here, that is a 14.5-foot tall Tsuga canadensis. It's hemlock. and you can see the new growth on it. See that light green? Absolutely. Thank God they're growing. Divided another witch hazel, which Arnold's Promise blooms yellow in February. So in a Connecticut winter, anything that blooms in February is a gift. Another new rhododendron, another Coosa dogwood was in there. For years I didn't plant grasses, and then I came upon, this is Miscanthus gracilis, and you know, this guy works. He grows to be about 6 feet tall, sends out a lovely plume that I leave on all winter, and then you cut the whole thing down to about a foot high. I think you mentioned that you may have grasses. Oh, I forgot the name of this guy, but he's nice. He produces, I should know this. I do know it, I just can't remember it. Produces a blueberry very soon. And in here is Sambuca, that's 9 bark. And there's a double file by Burnham that is just now by the by. You can see that's the last one. But he was full. He was absolutely chock-a-block full of blossoms. And here's my new spirit garden, which we can take a closer look at if you like. I wanted to walk in to a garden and be embraced by nature, embraced by greenery. And I think I've successfully done that. More so over the next few years, as that's a Gensch white hemlock that I bought next to various other, anyway, Pinus strobus aurea is a weird tree. He's funky, but I'm glad I bought him. Anyway, at the beginning of it, I should back up. At the beginning of it is Japanese Emperor 1 maple that Dee chose. And underneath it, I put in the Japanese forest grass. All the stone is ours. It's Connecticut fieldstone. We had it. The 3 stools in back are pieces of a Connecticut cherry tree that fell in the woods across the street, and the fellow was kind enough to donate 3 blocks. Those are the stools. That's where I can sit and ponder. And next to, underneath, back of the Mugo pine, there is Japanese dappled willow. And then there's rainbow lakotha. This is nice. At least for us, it stays green all year long. Anything that stays green in Connecticut works for me. And that's Dee's blue flower. She liked it. It's metal. I painted it this year. She was not a gardener. And she saw this in a shop we were in one day, and she said, "Oh, I like that flower." I said, "Put it in the cart." And she said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, really." So she came back, we stuck it out here in the garden, and our friends would come and she'd say, "Did you see my flower?" She said, "Boy, can I garden or what?" And she was right. It's always in bloom. She's in the next room. That's wild dogwood. But here, I want to show you this. If you have any spaces that require a herbaceous, dependable, very dependable plant. Everything, all that white blossom that you see, that's Persicaria polymorpha, sometimes called mountain fleece. I put it in 20 years ago. That covers about, I'm going to say that's, I don't know, 25 feet long, maybe, from there over to there. It grows successfully every year to about 6 feet tall and blooms prolifically. It's not a disappointment. Boy, I'd do it again. It's Persicaria polymorpha. Absolutely top-notch. This is Golden Shadows dogwood also. A very nice, bright light in an otherwise dark area. But look at those blossoms. I don't know if you can tell the size of these blossoms. There's my arm. Oop. So you can see that's a good sized blossom. I just love this plant. It also doesn't have to be weeded. Anything that doesn't require a lot of my care and time is just top notch. This is Eastern Redbud. Excuse me. Look at, this is a fascinating tree, I think. Look at those pods. And it has wonderful heart-shaped leaves that turn absolutely golden in the autumn. But it's just, I got this at an agricultural center from the university a number of years ago. I'll tell you, this fellow just keeps putting out. He really is spectacular. Look at those pods. Oh, I must be near a bird's nest. He's upset. I'll move along. We're getting down here to the spot that I built. Started it 1998. I had a friend who died of breast cancer, and I needed an outlet because I felt like I had been fired by God. So within a week of her death, I ordered 15 yards of soil in 95-degree weather. I stood out here and I shoveled 15 yards of soil by hand. You know how it is, you're closer in to God in the garden than anywhere else. So I built a garden. And I have to admit, just about everything that's ever crossed my path ends up in here, which makes it kind of a mess. But it's probably, they're coming. Have no idea if I'll get blossoms or not. This is Hydrangea Annabelle. That's coming up. There's a tree growing through this Japanese lantern. That's wrong. However, this is my philosophy garden. And this is a bench to take it all in. And when this all fills in, it's really nice. A lot of people don't even know I'm in here. Of course, I have a tendency to not tell them anyway. But, Pyrrhus, I forgot which one. Mountain Red, maybe. Anyway, and we go along to, these are new plants. This is also an Eastern Redbud on the edge. This is Pinus sylvestris Moseri. He is. These are Japanese, that's a Japanese umbrella. This is a dwarf Eastern white pine. Thank goodness, I'm so happy. You see that? New growth. Like, oh, what a responsibility. But also, Japanese, I'll tell you, Japanese umbrella pines, they're not really pine trees, I read, but they really are fascinating. And again, it's like, thank you, Jesus. Make them grow. Oh. Anyway, this is the back of my birch. And in between then I certainly have chokeberries. I've planted everything intentionally to feed the birds and the bees and the butterflies and stuff that I don't have to weed. Peonies are in there. This is, sure it is, Jane. Quickfire, oh, it's either Quickfire or Little Lamb hydrangea next to Kousa dogwood, which is just lovely. Also doesn't require weeding. And I put it in various and sundries just to fill in here and there. We're concluding the tour here. I have no idea how long this video is. Probably way too long. I treated myself to a gazing bowl. I don't know why I wanted it. I just did. I have no idea. And I do a traditional on the deck every year. Just the colors. I like a lot of color. The Cleome's coming. Mostly geraniums. Yeah. There's the other side of the honeysuckle that I can't remember the name of. And this morning, he's not here now because I am. Inside this Cleome is coming. Cleome is very good, I find, because the hummingbirds just love it. along with everything else intentionally planted for hummingbirds. Those are dinner plate dahlias that I bought in a bag at Costco. And over here, the soon to be purple poppies. A lot of them. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure this has gone on way too long. And we'll see whether or not I actually have guts enough to post it. So anyway, that's my buttercup corner. And that's my infinity shaped spirit garden.